tuning in to another fun episode with your favorite Mouse Moms. Jennifer, that's me, Lori.
Hi.
And Juliana.
Hello.
Erin Go Bragh, ladies. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patty's Day this week, which means, of course, that we all get to pretend, even if it's not at all true, that we are all a little bit Irish. So before we get to the top 5 places to grab a beer at Walt Disney World, let's make Lori a little bit happy with a non-beer Mouska cocktail option to wet your whistle on this fine beer week.
So, as I talk about this will be the last time you hear my voice after this, as I will have nothing to say on anything beer. But I am excited to talk about these Mouska cocktails. So, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, this episode is all about beer, except for this part because I'm talking. So there is no shortage of specialty beverages that are available at Walt Disney World that are better than beer. So through March 31st at the Abracadabra Bar Boardwalk, they have the Irish Magic Trick, which is Irish whiskey. What is Italian liquor?
I'm thinking it's Campari. I'm thinking that this is I can't remember the name of the cocktail that's whiskey, Campari, and bitters, but I think that they're changing it up by specifically using Irish whiskey. I'm gonna have to Google.
I was gonna say it looks very interesting, but I just don't. That's a lot of liquor, man. That's a very potent drink. This is a Juliana drink.
It's totally a Juliana drink, 100%. I love Abracadabra. They only serve Juliana drinks, except for that cotton candy one. Yeah.
I had 3 of those the other time I was there. They're lovely. But yes, all right. So we have that one there. And then at the Atlantic Dance Hall through March 31st, which a lot of people don't know where the Atlantic Dance Hall is. So it is actually on the boardwalk. It is across from Jelly Rolls. It is at the very end of the boardwalk as you're kind of walking over to Beach Club or Swan and Dolphin, depending on which way you're going.
I first saw this one on my last trip and it was hopping. Like it was the first time I really noticed it because I walked by and it was open, right? And people were in there dancing and the music they were playing was fantastic. And so I thought, I'm going to check this place out sometime.
I think we need a Mouska field trip.
Right? Well, I will say I've never been inside. Like you, I've walked by and I'm like, oh, that looks fun. But I go right to Jelly Rolls.
Jelly Rolls, right? Which is also a blast. So what is this that we can get?
So they have the Shamrock Punch, which this sounds like a Lori drink. This one is apple whiskey, vodka, apple sour, everyone's face. If you guys are watching us and actually watching, you should see their faces right now.
I didn't even know I was making a face. That's the best part.
Both are making faces and I'm sitting here like grinning. So apple sour, lime sour, Granny Smith apple, and Sprite with a glow cube.
That's the best part.
We can fight. Juliana and I will fight over your glow cube.
Three glow cubes, please.
You can keep the drink.
I'm not. If you guys have listened to us, you know we're not fans of anything peach because that's peach schnapps and the. But anything apple, I am actually game for. Any liquor that tastes like apple, any of the like sours, like all of it. I love it. Yeah.
I like cider, but apple liqueur, it's just so sweet.
Yummy.
I can't do it.
Yummy.
Sorry. But you do you.
Yeah, I will. I am confused on how Shamrock Punch equals apples, but I'm
green.
I guess, yeah. Maybe
green. I think that's how they justify it.
I know it's the wrong word though, because you're definitely thinking mint, aren't you? When you hear Shamrock,
I'm thinking like McDonald's. Shake. Yeah.
Shamrock shake. Can they make a Shamrock shake with liquor?
Oh, yes.
Probably.
Put a little like Kahlua in there.
Why is that one not out?
Because I don't think McDonald's.
No, not at McDonald's. At Disney. No. Aren't Disney and McDonald's like hand in hand here? Take their Shamrock Shake, bring it to Disney, and put some liquor in it.
Okay.
All right. And actually, then our last one. Where is the Bellevue Lounge?
So this is one of the only places that is inside the boardwalk.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's their coffee bar and lounge inside the hotel. literally, and correct me if I'm wrong, everywhere else in the boardwalk, the bakery, everything else is accessed
outside.
by the boardwalk itself.
Yep.
This place is right inside there. And what can you do there, Lori?
So they have an Irish Mule cocktail, which I've actually had a variation of this before. So Irish whiskey, ginger beer, and lime juice with the lime. I've had more than one of these. These ones are yummy.
This is more my speed. I like
this is
a Mule.
refreshing.
Yeah.
Right. And the whiskey just gives it like a little bit of a different, deeper flavor than the usual in a Moscow Mule, which is what vodka. I love the bite that whiskey gives. So this would be my choice if I wasn't drinking beer on St. Patrick's Day.
Excellent
okay, so I'm done now.
segue, my friend. Look at you, the queen again.
You guys continue on with your beer and I'll drink my Starbucks.
You can at least give us input on the location, because all these places that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the top 5 places to grab a beer at Disney World, and all of them serve other things. So we can sort of talk about those if you want to, but they're also in cool places. I drank too much coffee this morning. Okay. So first things first, the first one that I sort of recently rediscovered was the Thirsty River Bar in Animal Kingdom. We've talked about the Nomad Lounge before and how much we like it there. Their cocktails are awesome. Frankly, I don't like their beer, but that's because there's only like 2 choices and they're not my favorite. But if you're after a beer and it gets super hot in Animal Kingdom, right?
As it always
the
does.
Thirsty River Bar serves up some really good ones.
Thirsty River Bar, is that one by Expedition Everest?
Yes, it's just perfect because you can walk by there, grab your beer, drink it before you get to the part of the line where you can't be drinking and eating anymore. If hopefully that goes away, I don't know. And it's just great. It's just a perfect little stop, and I've not really ever seen long lines there, like for the drinks. And they serve the Safari Amber, which is actually the one that I don't personally love, but if you're into amber beers, I'm sure it's tasty. They also serve one of my favorite beers, which is the Hanalei IPA by Kona Brewing Company. And then they also have wine and cocktails, some frozen drinks and things like that.
The Hanalei one is often in one of the festivals in Epcot where they have the Hawaii booth, right? Isn't it? Interesting.
I really like that beer.
This bar actually has one of my favorite drinks. It's the Himalayan Ghost.
Is this where you get the Himalayan Ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she could still come there with us. Just
I can come.
Not for a beer.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're spending your St. Patrick's Day in Africa, as one does, then this is where you can pretend to be a little bit Irish with a Hawaiian or African beer. You know what? No one else will be doing it. That's what I am saying. All right. I like it. All right. So number 4, we're going to bring it back to America because although I do know America. Hawaii's in America regarding the Hanalei IPA, but we're going to bring it back to the mainland. It's no secret that while I love a Guinness, I think America does beer best, especially in recent years.
Them's fighting words on
No,
St. Patrick's Day.
I know, but I've tried beers in a lot of places now, and I am partial to American beer. I just think that over the years, we have perfected the craft brew. It just keeps getting better. And
that is true.
Where I live now in Charlotte, the beer scene is huge. Asheville's not far where the beer scene is huge. And I just reap the benefits
and we
all
drink
day
it,
long.
And we drink it cold, which is a big
And we drink it cold. That is super true. So I love stopping at the Regal Eagle Smokehouse in American Adventure because just outside, actually, the smokehouse itself is a beer bar, and they do serve cocktails and ciders. Lori, do you like ciders?
I love ciders. Yeah, and the only type of beer I do like are sour beers, because they're sweeter. Yeah, but I will drink a cider. This just me.
Well, they have great drafts on tap, and I do believe they rotate because when I was there, they had the last time that I stopped there actually for a beer, they had Sierra Nevada's Hazy Little Thing. And if you guys remember, that was when I was living abroad and really, really, really missing American beer. And I was so excited to get one of those because it's absolutely delicious. But when I was looking at the menu online, it wasn't there right now. So I'm sure they rotate, but they have some wheat ales and some lagers and some really good IPAs. And does anything go better with barbecue?
No, and that's why I love, I mean, I might even fight to move this one up a notch or two because I love this venue. I love their menu. They absolutely rotate their beers because they do like to showcase.
And it's only
the-
American beers, like I was
yeah,
saying. So
which is
because
really cool.
what I think is especially cool about this, Jen, is for you. They have an American Schofferhofer. So it's called the
Really?
Spetzel Shiner Ruby Redbird Grapefruit Lager. And it's from Shiner, Texas.
I wonder if
And
it's there now.
I don't know, but you're gonna have to check next time, and we'll have to do a taste test between this and Schofferhofer. And I am going to bet you, I will bet you right now that this one is better. Although I'm not really sure how we can fairly make that decision.
Well, I can certainly make it very fairly. I mean, the Schofferhofer, although I love it, it's very sweet. So I can only take so much of it before I'm like, I'm done because you know me and sweet.
Agree.
I have a feeling though that the American version is more beer than sweet. I don't know why, but
That's
I'm
my
feeling
hope.
it.
I don't know that I've ever had a beer out of Texas, though.
Well, there's a first time for everything, and I say that we try this. I will
Does it-
actually be there in April. My family wants to eat at Regal Eagle, so I will have to see and
My
report back.
only problem with Regal Eagle is that my husband loves beers, so he wants to stop here always. The lines are huge.
Well, because
Huge.
American beer's the best.
I
That is
get it.
why.
But
But they
anytime
often, the line is huge, but they often have like 4 people behind that bar.
it doesn't move quick enough because he's the only one that wants to make this stop for the beer. And the 3 kids and me are just standing here staring at him. And I'm like, enough, no more. No, we're
That's when
going
you
to going.
go and you take the kids to listen to Voices of Liberty, which I love Voices of Liberty, and
Three
they are
boys,
back
awesome.
and they are in the rotunda. And then you send Eric to wait online by himself for his beer.
The last time I brought my kids into that rotunda, they decided to scream as loud as they could to see if it echoed.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet they're the first kids to ever do anything like that.
They aren't,
'cause-
but I was like, listen to them pretty singing. And then they scream. And I'm like, okay, and we're done. Thank you. And all done.
well,
But
like
yeah, I
I
will
said.
say their lines are just, I even said I'd get a cider. I'm like, if you're going to wait in line, get me a cider. You can get a beer. Fine. But these lines are just huge, huge.
I wonder if when the food booths are open, they take away a little bit of that wait because they
Hopefully.
usually offer a couple of types of beers at the food booths
True.
too.
Yes.
So
And yes.
I
And
will
that
check
the
it out.
American food booth always has really nice beers. I just think Lori needs to take off her cloudy perspectacles. It's just because she doesn't like beer that it matters to her.
agreed.
Right?
Come on. What happened to
So-
Always Sunny? Where is Lori?
Except for beer.
Except for
when it
beer.
comes to
Always
beer,
Sunny
that'll
with
be the
Lori
sub-
except for beer.
There's the subtext. All right. So like I said, I make no bones about it. Americans make the best beer, period. But you got to hop a little bit closer to Ireland, maybe for St. Patrick's Day, and end up at Rosencrown at Epcot. I don't know why a British pub is perfect for Irish celebration, but it is. They're super similar, I suppose. And Rosencrown is actually, it's gorgeous inside. It's just what you picture a British pub to be.
It is. It's a
And-
cool vibe in there.
Yeah.
It feels like all the Irish pubs I've ever been in Boston, you know? So head on over there. The vibe's just super fun. And if you like
Amen.
British beer, they have lots of those too.
Amen.
They do.
Yeah.
They have all the British beers. And this is where you can mix beers. So maybe Lori might like something like
Yeah.
this. Like you can get a shandy, which they do Sprite and lager. No,
No.
I like a black and tan. They call them Imperial pints.
I
think
like the
Bass
fish
and Guinness. The fish and chips is so good. They also do this might be delicious. They call it a black velvet Imperial pint. It's half cider and half Guinness.
You know the face
Ooh.
you two were making when I was talking about those other drinks?
You're
That's my
making it-
feeling when it comes to Guinness.
You're making an angry face.
I do love a Guinness.
Ooh,
Guinness
you could get this. The
is
cider and black currant Imperial pint. It's a cider with a shot of black currant juice.
Ooh.
Didn't they have a Bailey's milkshake at one point? I'd have that.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't? So I really love it inside Rosencrown. I think it's really cool. But
It
if
is
you
a
don't-
cool. It is a really cool restaurant inside.
It's cool. And the staff is
it's
super
great.
fun and friendly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the cast members are super fun and friendly.
They do
it's
have a
fun.
little like permanent kiosk outside of there where you could grab a pint. They
Yeah.
don't have quite a selection like they do inside, and the inside is where it's at because that's where the cool atmosphere is.
Right.
But if you strictly are going for the sake of grabbing your pint and walking on, then they do have the little kiosk.
Right. And the UK Pavilion is such a beautiful one to
I was gonna
stroll
say
through.
Eric has gone into the bar because he wanted a beer in the bar, and we
Right.
got that one. And he took a bit, but it was so nice because you're in the UK Pavilion. So we went by the maze and the gardens, and the kids ran around there. And I was like, I
Right.
don't care. Go get whatever beers you want because the
Right.
kids were so happy over there. I love
It's a
UK
very
is my second favorite.
It's a very calming pavilion. Like
It
there's
is.
something about it that's really calming, even though it's often one of the more crowded ones, I feel like, because people really do like Rosencrown, and there's a couple of kiosks. There's the fish and chips kiosk, and then there's the beer kiosk. And not as pretty as the garden is actually some covered seating on the water behind Rosencrown. So there's the part, like if you're facing the restaurant on the left, there's the part that is reserved seating for the restaurant. But if you go around on the right, there's some in the open sun on the water. But if you get, there are like 3 tables if back and to the left under the awning and right on the water. Again, not as beautiful a spot as maybe sitting in the gardens and, just grabbing like a piece of cement, but nice and out of the sun. And we found a table back there on a really crowded day because I'm not sure that many people venture back there.
It's a good one. It's a good spot. It also gets pretty crowded there because Mary Poppins or Alice in Wonderland, they're there a lot.
They are there a lot.
So,
Yeah.
which is nice. But and then hopefully their live entertainment will come back soon. Is it back? I haven't noticed. I don't think it's back, but they have a nice little stage there. They used to have like a Beatles cover band that would come, and we loved them. So
Yeah, that
hopefully
one's
they'll
back by the
come
maze.
back.
I haven't seen anything there. It's really crowded too because if you go the right way when you enter in the World Showcase, you go to Canada and then you hit UK. And that's the first stop, which actually, if you love the beer like they do, it's probably the best way because then you can get the heavy beer first and then continue on.
And it's right by the International Gateway too. So you have a lot of traffic there, but it's definitely worth the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. What's the
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Mouse are avid travel enthusiasts, and our podcast is sponsored by Kingdom and Cruise Travel. If you're interested in booking a vacation to Disney or any other worldwide destination, be sure to check out our website, kingdomandcruise.com, and our Facebook page at Kingdom and Cruise Travel.
What's the next one? I love this one.
Okay, so I think if it weren't for St. Patrick's Day, this would be my number one. This is heading on over into Hollywood Studios, which in my opinion lacks in a lot of dining choices, but the Baseline Tap House is far and away the best. Love this spot for beer. This feels like a sports tavern, like at a baseball field, right? I mean, it's really simple inside. There's windows everywhere. You walk up to the bar. They have a bunch of taps, and including cocktail taps, like you can get like a frozen margarita and I think a sangria or something like that.
Margarita and California Sunset. The California Sunset's one of my favorite.
There you go. What's in a California Sunset, Lori?
Hold, please. I need Google.
You also can get flights of cider here, I believe.
They do
It
have
is
ciders
vodka.
as well.
That's why I like it. Vodka, Southern Comfort, orange juice, sweet and sour, and pomegranate juice.
Whoa, that sounds actually really good.
It is really good.
It sounds really good. Southern Comfort is like one of those things that I should hate but don't.
And it's mixed with vodka, which wouldn't really put those two together, but sure, why not?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So,
But the beer.
like, that sounds great. I'll have a sip of yours, but I'm here for the beer. And
Yep.
they offer over a dozen beers on tap. Usually they're California beers, I've always noticed, which makes sense because it's Hollywood Studios. And then again, looking at a recent menu, there were 2 beers out of Fort Bragg, which I believe is here in North Carolina where I live.
Interesting.
So that's interesting. Like I said, the beer scene is strong here. So that's interesting. Also, I think Baseline has a really good pretzel.
It's fun. It's a great place to kind of break up your Hollywood Studios day. You can bring your kids there. They have a nice outdoor area. When this place first opened, their indoor area is very tiny.
Yeah.
But when they first opened, their outdoor area, although it was huge, had very limited seating. But they've added covered seating in the shade with umbrellas and stuff. So it's a great place to sit, get your huge pretzel. They have a great charcuterie board
I
you
was
can
gonna
get.
say that charcuterie board is the best bang for your buck in Hollywood Studios. We went there and we got charcuterie and a pretzel, and then actually a little bit walk to your right, you can get a Wookiee cookie, and bring that back. So we brought Wookiee cookie back, the cheese and plate, and the pretzel, and that was everyone's lunch. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect. And to Jen's point, you can totally bring your kids. They're picnic
Yeah.
tables, type seating outside. Inside is essentially standing room only. It's a counter bar and a counter along the window. So it was never really a great thing for kids. And there used to only be like 2 tables outside. But I guess it was COVID that brought more tables to the outside. I'm going to say this is another silver lining that they stayed.
And even if you don't get a picnic table, we did like a high top, and the kids just sat on the floor below the high top and they ate their Wookiee cookie, and they were pretty happy there. And
it is one of the few places in Hollywood Studios where you'll find shade.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
I love it. And there's something for everyone. Beer drinkers that drink all different kinds of beers, and non-beer drinkers as well.
Yes, it's a very good spot.
It's a good one. Yes. But if you're talking about St. Patrick's Day, which we are, there's really only one place you should be going and getting your Guinness on, and that's Raglan Road in Disney Springs. Disney Springs. That's
what they're going to rename it next.
Disney. There's Walt Disney. Anyway, there's no other place to celebrate, you guys. Like, I can't even say it. So they do a big festival every year. It's going on this week currently, with St. Patrick's Day being tomorrow, and they call it the Mighty St. Patrick's Festival. And they bring in award-winning bands, and they have special, they have all their delicious Irish food on the menu and some specialty items. They made a new strawberry seltzer, a hard seltzer, I guess, just for St. Patrick's Day, and they named it after like the owner's father, who I guess at one point had a Guinness World Record for the largest strawberry buying record. I don't even know what that means. He bought the most strawberries at one time. I don't know, but they made this.
I mean, if ever you want to hold a Guinness World Record in something, it is for buying strawberries.
I know. I need to do more research on that. It's just a little nugget I got.
Interesting.
But they do giveaways. They have special merchandise. They do face painting.
I mean, every day of the year is St. Patrick's Day at Raglan Road, so I can't imagine how over the top it is on actual St. Patrick's Day or St. Patrick's Week.
Right.
This is definitely a bucket list item for me. I never happened to be in Disney on
around
Patrick's
St. Patrick.
Day, but I'm going to have to.
I know. I'm looking at the list of all the bands that they're bringing in this week, and it sounds really amazing. They have a stage set up. They did a brunch on Sunday this past that looked amazing. So sad we missed it. It looks awesome. There's just stuff going on every day.
So what beer would be your favorite?
Oh, that is just not fair. I honestly, on St. Patrick's Day, I got to go with a Guinness or maybe a black and tan. But yeah.
I will say one of my favorite things here is we've done brunch a few times. Their brunch is awesome, but they have an Irish coffee that is amazing. I feel like Disney has a few of these Irish coffees floating around in Epcot. Their Irish coffee is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Well, it better be.
Yeah.
And there,
Sure.
have you eaten here? I've never actually eaten
It's
at
so
Raglan
good.
Road. Is this where you get those meat sticks that you were talking about, or something?
The scallop forest is
That's
their
it.
appetizer, and it sounds, I mean, you would think this Irish pub place, you wouldn't think scallops, but they're the best scallops I've ever had in my life. It's one of their appetizers. It's perfect.
Their
And
brunch,
everything else is great too.
yeah,
And
their
the
brunch is
desserts.
amazing.
What kinds of
haven't
things do
been
they
for
serve for
brunch.
brunch? Like standard brunch fare?
They have
What are
standard ones, but then they have different ones. So like they have like a full Irish like brunch. So they have like the heritage pork Irish bangers and the pudding and the bacon. I know my dad got that last time we were there. And then they do have what did I get? They have like a eggs Benedict, but they made it Irish. And that one was really good. I'm trying to think of where that one was.
I'm
I think it was that
hungry.
one. I know, it's really, really good. Oh, it's the salmon royalty. They do smoked salmon and poached eggs and the hollandaise sauce, but instead of English muffins, they do Irish soda bread.
Ooh,
It's delicious.
interesting.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's
really good.
Sundays, every Sunday of the year.
Yes, it's weekend. I think they do it Saturday and Sunday.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is their full. We actually went there on New Year's Day.
I
for brunch.
love brunch.
Yeah.
I do.
So
They
Yeah.
have a gorgeous coffee cocktail too.
Yes,
Just saying.
they do.
I'm starving, you guys. But aside from the food and the beers, which I didn't even look at what they have on tap. I'm assuming it's Bass and Harp, and although those are British, but Guinness, all that matters is Guinness,
Smithers.
honestly, on St. Patrick's Day.
That is true.
But the entertainment, I mentioned earlier, the bands and stuff that they bring in, but also the step dancers. They have their own troupe of the Raglan Road Irish step dancers, and wow, is all I can
And
say.
I know pre-COVID, they would take kids up on the stage and teach them a couple steps and do a little dance. I don't know if it's happening since COVID, but it was super cute.
It's a great, as much as it's like this Irish kind of bar where everyone's drinking at night, it gets a little rowdy there, but late night. But my kids love it there. The dancers completely entertain them. Logan,
Yeah,
he loved seeing all the dancers come out. It's a really fun place.
no, this is a family spot for sure. No place in Disney Springs is a family spot late night, late night.
No.
But this is definitely a family spot. But anyway, they have all the, your favorites, Guinness, Smittix, Harp. I don't have an Irish accent, but Kilkenny, Magners, Ciders. And then they do also serve American beers as well. They have Sierra's Hazy Little Thing. They have Sam Adams, which if you're not in Ireland, you might as well be in Boston for St. Patrick's Day. One thing to note, though, about Raglan Road, normally they take reservations on St. Patrick's Day. If you are planning to go tomorrow, they get there early. They do not take reservations for St. Patrick's Day. It's first come, first served on St. Patrick's Day for seating. And there is a $20 cover. You don't have to be over 18, but if you are over 18, there's a $20 cover. And that is only on St. Patrick's Day. So
good luck.
I know. But it reminds me so much of spending some St. Patrick's Days. I lived in Boston for 10 years, and there is certainly no shortage of Irish pubs. And landing in one at like 10 o'clock in the morning when it opened, or whatever time it opened, because I think St. Patrick's Day was on a Sunday that year. And grabbing a table in the corner, first come, first served. And we sat there all day and played Uno. It was like 20 somethings. It's just a great time. And it was the bagpipers came in and played, and
you too can relive that nostalgia in Raglan
Road. I need to. I absolutely love Raglan Road. And whose kids aren't down for a little face painting too? They do face painting on St. Patrick's Day.
I think this definitely needs to be like a Mouska Mom's bucket list item to be at Raglan Road on St. Patrick's Day. Let's do it. GoFundMe.
Oh boy. Yeah, right.
We have a
What do you
lot
wanna
of
see?
GoFundMes.
What do you want to see, listeners? Can you help a sister out?
All
I
right.
don't
We
know.
have
Are
a
you ready
mouse
for our
tip.
Mouska tip? All right. Well, beer flights. There are a lot of these places that we talked about today where you can get a flight of beer so that you can taste a bunch of different things all at the same time and judge for yourself which is your top 5 best beers. Especially at the festival kiosks, there are always opportunities to get a flight of beer so that you can taste multiple different beers from each different country. And it's a great way. It's a great way to travel around the World Showcase. So try that on your next visit.
Alrighty. Thanks for spending another fun episode with us. Can't get enough of us. Be sure to follow our Facebook group at Mouska Moms Podcast, where we go live with all the news out of Disney for the week on our new time every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Also check out our blog at mouskamoms.blog.com. And of course, be sure to follow our show so that you receive notifications when new content is released and you never miss a new episode. Also, please consider writing us a review as well. It really helps us out. And we'll see you next time.